Hello and welcome to Countdown Andhra Pradesh. The election in Andhra is complex in terms of issues, but actually is really simple in terms of the contest. It's between just two people, Jagan Reddy, the current Chief Minister, and Chandrababu Naidu, the former Chief Minister. It was clear to us as we travelled across Andhra, and it was a really hot trip as we went across miles and miles, back and forth, that neither the BJP nor the Congress and not even Mr. Modi is relevant to the voters of this southern state. Here in Andhra, the regional parties totally dominate and the national parties are almost irrelevant. The votes of the regional parties account for 98% of the total votes in the state, and the national parties get only 2% of the vote. As a result, the issues in this election are mostly local, with national issues playing virtually no role at all. In fact, when the BJP and the Congress fight on their own on national issues, their support is minuscule, believe it or not. The BJP won only 1% in the Lok Sabha and only 0.8% in the last assembly elections. And the Congress support was also tiny, winning only 1.3% in the Lok Sabha elections and 1.2% in the assembly elections. Today, Dorab and I are really lucky to have the brilliant Sudhir with us. Sudhir, thanks for joining us. But let me first ask you, Dorab, is this election all about the personality and the charisma of the two big politicians, Jagan and Naidu, and local issues dominate while the leaders from New Delhi and their central issues are totally irrelevant, or is it a little more complex than that?
I wouldn't know about the charisma. It's certainly about local issues, which is development versus welfare. Mr. Naidu says he stands for development and that Jagan stands for welfare. Jagan's view is that welfare is development, to lift the people, to develop the state. So essentially they're fighting on their own personalities more than they call these two issues separately, but I don't think they're two separate issues. It's just the way they express them as two separate issues.
Right. And Sudhir, you know Andhra better than anybody else. All this, bigger issues of northern Hindi belt don't quite resonate or don't seem to resonate here.
Well, one of the reasons, Dr. Roy, they don't resonate is because it is coinciding with the assembly elections. So as a result of which, it is the local issues in every constituency, every district that seems to occupy the mind space of the voter when he or she goes to vote, or even in the run-up to the elections. You mentioned about how the two national parties are pretty much irrelevant here. In fact, the joke in Andhra Pradesh is that the two national parties do compete, but they compete with Nota as far as Andhra Pradesh is concerned. And the real contest is between the two main regional players, Telugu Desam plus Janasena versus the YSRCP. Now, this whole election being fought on the welfare versus the development plank, as it were. Now, Jagan's belief is that when he follows what I always say is the Kerala model of development by focusing on education and on health, he's following a different model of development as opposed to the Naidu model, which is known for building, constructing glitzy buildings, focusing on roads, focusing on infrastructure. So that's a different model of development.
This kind of development never seen before. In fact, my capital expenditure, the amount what the state government has put in for capital expenditure year on year is also much higher than what Chandrababu Naidu's regime ever put in. Their average is 15,000, our average is 17,000. Every scheme is channelized that it reaches people without corruption, without discrimination. And this kind of money into the hands of people through DBT, never done before. That is happening only because it's the same budget. It is the same state, same budget. In their regime, they were literally siphoning off money and distributing between themselves. Whereas here, the money is directly going into the hands of people without corruption, without discrimination. That is the difference.
You were talking to us earlier and you used this phrase, rich versus poor. It's not welfare versus development. You could just elaborate on that.
It's just not, I would not say rich versus poor. It is Pettamdarlu versus the poor. No, it's just not rich. the affluent with attitude, they're called Petamdaru. Them versus the poor. See, we are giving English medium to government school children. They are the people who oppose. Can you believe sending their children and grandchildren to English medium schools themselves, and they oppose government schools going for English medium? That is the plight of affairs in our state. We have distributed 31 lakh house sites to the poor. And can you believe these people actually go to the court trying to stop this distribution of pattas to the poor? You know what these petitions also speak of? The petitions filed by these people, they say demographic imbalance. Now, this is the affluent with attitude. That versus the poor. Now, that is the war which is going on here.
I created our Amaravati, one of the best capital in the world, new city in India, and Polavaram, one of the best project for irrigation. No other project in South India, Polavaram, central project.
So when you become, or if you become chief minister, which will be the capital?
Amaravati will be the capital.
Will be the capital.
Financial district and also growth capital city will be Vizag, futuristic city.
Vizag.
Now there are planned to be three capitals of Andhra Pradesh: Kurnool, Vijayawada, and what will you do if you come
But
to
I'm
power?
saying only one capital.
So everything in Amravati.
Amaravati. I'm asking you, anywhere this type of thinking? Three capitals? Anywhere in the world? Only mad guys do this type of activity. He's a mad guy.
Sorry.
Has best cities like that.
Mr. Naidu, what new policies? Jagan's government is following certain policies. Which are the policies that you will reverse, and what new policies will
But
you
I'm
bring?
saying one is policies. One is destroying the ecosystems. There are departments. All departments were destroyed. There is a chaos. No system is working. We have built systems over a period of time. 75 years after independence, step by step, we built so many systems. Need of the time. All these things, all of a sudden it destroyed. 5 years. Today, 13 lakh crores debt. All development has been stopped. To revive all these things, we need more and more support.
From the center.
From center, and also center wanted to align. All of us have joined together to rebuild that state.
మేమైతే చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు వస్తే బాగుంటుంది అనుకుంటున్నాము. జాబ్స్ కానీ ఏదైనా కానీ ఫ్యూచర్ మన సన్ డాటర్స్ ఎవరికైనా లైఫ్ బాగుంటుంది. జగన్ గారు 3 రాజధానులు అని చెప్పారు. 3 రాజధానులు, ఈ రాజధానే బాగు చేయలేని వాడు ముందు ఇంకేం రాజధానులు బాగు చేస్తారు? అందరినీ ఏడిపించి అన్నీ పెరిగిపోయినాయి జగన్ గారు వచ్చిన దగ్గర నుండి. కరెంటు బిల్లులు కానీ, ఏవైనా గ్యాస్ సిలిండర్స్ కానీ, అమ్మఒడి అవి ఇవి అని అంటారు. చీప్ లిక్కర్స్ పెట్టి మిడిల్ క్లాస్ ఫ్యామిలీస్ అందరు చనిపోయేటట్టు చేస్తున్నారు.
जगन का हवा होगा. गरीब लोगों रहते ना, गरीब लोगों के लिए जो कुछ कर दिया,
क्या
और
किया?
उनको साथ देता है, पैसे दे के थोड़े पदकाला रख के अच्छा कर रहा वो. बच्चों के लिए इंग्लिश मीडियम स्कूल सा, और अभी जो कुछ फैक्ट्री है वो ये लेके आ रहा, अच्छा कर रहा काम, अच्छा चल रहा उसका जलवा. जगन तो नंबर 1.
Full of free. We don't get any benefit, but people are happy. It's not good, but people are happy. Poor people are very happy. We are business people. We don't get any benefits. But overall, the trend is for poor people.
I'm a new student. I'm a fresher in GNM nursing. ఇప్పుడు దాకా అయితే స్టూడెంట్స్కి జగన్ హెల్ప్ చేశారు ఫీజు రీఇంబర్స్మెంట్లో. దెన్ నెక్స్ట్ చంద్రబాబు అయితే చేశాడు, కానీ కాలేజెస్కి వేసాడు మనీ